Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Re Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the Enbloc process. I have this thought after realizing some homeowners that own old properties they are going through an Enbloc sale. They are not aware of the process and most importantly, their rights. Here, I hope to address this issue and share my knowledge. Take note, this video can be a little dry and may not be suitable for most. Anyway, the information below is for general information and should not be relied upon as legal advice for any specific matter or case. Let's jump straight into Enbloc. Firstly, let me briefly introduce you to Enbloc. A collective sale, also known as an Enbloc sale, is a sale of two or more property units to a purchaser. A common Enbloc scenario is where all the units in a strata title development are sold to developers and proceeds are divided among all the units owners. Many homeowners that own old Enbloc properties are keen to sell their property through an Enbloc sale because the payout they receive for their property will usually be higher compared to if they were to sell it individually. This is because developers are keen on the land the property is sitting on. They can redevelop the land into newer units that usually can be sold at a much higher price. Let me give you an example. Built in 1983, Walton Estate Condominium has 104 units comprising townhouse and apartments. UOL and Singapore Land jointly purchased Walton Estate for $550 million in October 2021. This price translates to a land rate of 1,723 per square feet per plot ratio. This means each owner could expect to receive gross sales proceeds of between 3.1 million to 6.5 million per unit. Let's take a look at the most recent transaction of a 2,390 square feet unit that was sold in the resale market for 3 million back in March 2020. I assume this owner will receive up to 4.1 million for his share. This means he will pocket a cool $800,000 after factoring in the 8% seller stamp duty. The rest of the owner would most likely receive more than 50% if they were to sell it collectively. This is the attractiveness of Enbloc sale. Anyway, my company is the appointed marketing agent for this luxury condominium on the former site. This new condo is known as Walton House. It is on freehold tenure. It comprises a mixture of 3, 4, 5 and penthouses. If you are keen in this new development, you can contact me directly. The starting point in an Enbloc sale attempt is for owners to elect a collective sale committee or CEA at a general meeting. Recognition for the general meeting require at least 20% of share value or 25% of the total number of subsidiary proprietaries or SP votes. The sale committee members should be appointed from owners across all types of units in the development to give it a more balanced representation. The candidate should make a full disclosure before his or her election any conflict of interest. It should be noted that the number of CEA members cannot be less than 3 and not more than 14. The election of the CEA is an important process because arguably the presence of the CEA member would determine the success of the collective sale. It is important to elect members with experience in the real estate industry and have participated in previous collective sale attempts. There are two groups of consultants involved, marketing agent and lawyers. The appointment of the marketing consultants and the lawyers must be considered at a general meeting. Unless the CEA has been empowered in the earlier EOGM to decide on the appointment. The role of the marketing consultants include convincing owners to support the Enbloc sale with a view to secure their signature in the collective sale agreement. They will also advise on the reserve price and the method of apportionment. They are also responsible to secure a buyer for the development and address any real estate related technical issues. The selection of the marketing consultants is usually based on their past experience in handling Enbloc sales and track record, the size of their Enbloc team dedicated to the process, knowledge of the property market, and proposal for the development, and lastly, their commission. The role of the lawyers include drafting the collective sale agreement and explaining the terms to the owners during the general meeting. The lawyers will also need to witness the the signing of the collective sale agreement, or CSA for short. They must also have experience drafting the tender document and condition of sale for private treaties, making the application to Strata Title Board to obtain the collective sale order. And lastly, ensure the completion of the sales and handling of the title of the development to the purchaser. The selection of the lawyers is usually based on their track record, experience in conveyancing and litigation, applying to the Strata Title Board or High Court for approval, and dealing with objections from minorities owners. The Collective Sale Agreement, or CSA, set out the terms that govern the relationship between the owners that have agreed to the collective sale. The CSC is required to discuss the terms of the CSA in a general meeting. The CSA will touch on the reserve price. The reserve price is the minimum price the property is to be sold. The reserve price must not be set too high and unrealistic and deter buyers. At the same time, the reserve price must not be set too low, as this will deter owners from coming on board. In the event if an offer received is lower than the reserve price, the owners can accept such an offer by signing a supplementary agreement to the CSA. The method of apportionment is another important aspect of the CSA that has to be balanced between the different unit types. The method of apportionment usually will consider the unit size, share value, and valuation if necessary. The signing of the CSA by any owners will have to be witnessed by the lawyers if signed in Singapore. An owner is also given a 5-day cooling off period after signing the CSA to change his mind. The CSA will be valid for the period of 12 months to secure a buyer and make the necessary submission to the Strata Title Board. An en bloc sale is governed by the Land Title Strata Act. The sale is to be supported by the requisite majority consent under the Act. A development that is 10 years and older will require at least 80% by share value and strata area. Most aging condos in Singapore fall under this ruling. The en bloc sale can take place once the requisite number of signatures have been obtained from the owners. The marketing agent will put it up for sale only by public tender or auction. They will reach out to developers through their contacts or advertise through newspapers. Interested parties will usually come down to make a site visit to assess the site. They will usually put in their bid in a sealed envelope before the tender deadline. A valuation on the value of the sale site from an independent valuer must be obtained on the date of the close of the tender. This valuation is to safeguard the interest of the minority owners that their property should not be sold below valuation. In the event if the valuation is lower than the bid price, the sales cannot go through. The marketing agents, lawyers, and CSC will jointly open the tender box to assess all the bids. They can follow up with potential bidders if the price and terms are not satisfactory. A sale by private treaty must be concluded within 10 weeks of the close of the tender. It is common for potential buyers to introduce conditions to the sales, such as requirement to obtain certain approval from the authority. Otherwise, the sale can be rescinded. Hence, it is important to have competent consultants to advise the CSC. The Strata Title Boards, or STB, are tribunals established under the Building Maintenance and Strata Management Act, or BMSMA for short, that can order for collective sale of property under the Land Title Strata Act. An application for the collective sale to the STB can only be made if there is consent from the owners holding the required 80% share value and strata area. The lawyers will make the application and submit the necessary documentation to the board. There is an application fees of $5,000. A minority owner may file an objection to the STB within 21 days after the notice of the proposed application has been served on all owners. Where no objection is filed against the en bloc application, the STB will fix a date for the hearing. Where objections are filed against the application, the board will mediate and assist party to resolve the dispute. Should mediation fail, the matter will be referred to the General Division of the High Court for the dispute to be resolved. Once the approval for sale has been granted, the SP can proceed to give vacant possession of their homes and collect their sales proceeds. The remaining money in the sinking and management fund shall be returned back to the SP. The first and most important step in getting a successful en bloc sale is to appoint the right and competent candidates to lead the sales committee. They must be able to add value and lead the owners all together. The next important consideration is the appointment of the marketing agents and lawyers. They must have the experience to work hand in hand to resolve issues together with the CSC. The rest will ultimately be on the price and market condition. Please note that the STB will not approve the sale if it is found that the en bloc transaction has not been carried out in good faith. Therefore, it is important for all parties involved to apply due diligence and competency in these complex property transactions. On another note, I will humbly suggest that the Ministry of Law, which oversees the Land Title Strata Act, should ensure that minority owners have access to critical information throughout the en bloc process. This will allow them to make informed decisions. That's all. I hope I have given you a different perspective if your condo is undergoing an en bloc sale right now. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please remember to click the like and subscribe button if you have not done so. See you soon in my next video.